Hi everybody, Vogue Assassin back again with another video. I'm doing this recording on the same day, just different time. Um, right now I am going to do the same video, the part 2 of what if Naruto was basically like the characters from, um, basically part 2 of the last video I did. I can't remember what I named it again. Now, let's begin. Now, I left off with Naruto basically meeting her Jonin sensei, which is Kurenai. Her Jonin sensei is Kurenai. Now, if I'm wrong, or probably wrong about this, Kurenai is the one. No, I'm lying. Or is she? I'm not sure how true is this, but I'm gonna leave it off. I won't do anything with that. But yeah, continuing on. Kurenai is the Genjutsu mistress, and Naruto is hoping to learn a bit of Genjutsu, or basically the theory behind it. He doesn't need Kurenai to teach him like Genjutsu abilities, she just needs to tell him how it works and ways to dispel it. That's it. Now Naruto is go. Now we all know there was a time skip before the wave arc, and Naruto, yes, will be a part of the wave arc. Naruto will be the backup for Kakashi for Team 7. And yeah, so I'm gonna stop rambling and continue the story. First, we do the test. Now, the test is going to be a bit different. The test, I would say, would be more of a parkour test. Parkour test. Or not capture the bells or anything, more parkour instead of physical, as they would just be given one job, basically to go through this course and reach here in a certain amount of time. As they would do that, the team would pass. As the team would pass, obviously. Now, last video, I didn't explain well about Naruto's abilities that she'll get out of these four characters that I've given, like basically Naruto. Naruto will get certain abilities from these four characters. Megumin, obviously Darkness, Aqua, and obviously the main antagonist, Kazuma. Now, he'll get certain abilities from four of these characters. Let's start with Kazuma first, the main male antagonist of the story. Kazuma is a thief, or what I like to call an assassin. He has great pickpocketing. He obviously, what I'm going to translate in Naruto. Naruto has great sleight of hand technique. He's able to pickpocket a ninja without a ninja even noticing. Pretty skilled. He's basically he can basically camouflage his chakra in a way to basically where he masks his whole body with chakra, and he tries to replicate something like he tries to replicate his chakra into being something like a camouflage. Basically, people that has the Sharingan and Byakugan will easily be able to see this, but people that doesn't have any of the Wiser or Sensory Ninja will not be able to see that, except for the Byakugan and Sharingan. Those are only the two exceptions because they are able to see chakra and the chakra networks. So yeah, Sensory Ninja, he can sneak past quite easily. Um, he can also mask his presence with chakra, so he doesn't get spotted easily by Sensory Ninja, obviously. And how can I say it? There's a word I wanted to use for now, I can't remember. He can, I'm not gonna dwell on that. Yes, but clearly he can just hide his chakra hide it to the level where it looks like he's a civilian. So yeah. Now we're not done with Kazuma. We'll get back to some of his abilities later. But we're gonna skip over to Darkness. Darkness's abilities. What does he get out of this? Very, very high durability. I mean, if Naruto had the abilities of Darkness, and he was in the war arc, he would take a Biju bomb to the face and still be able to walk. That's how that's how durable he'll be in the future. Naruto's durability is off the charts. So is his stamina and strength. He won't be able to pick up cars or anything, but he's pretty strong. If at the level of strength he is now, he will be able to lift up Zabuza's sword with one hand, no problem. He also has basically a keen eye for weaponry. He knows what weapons are good, and he kind of likes odd weapons. Just like I said in the last video, he's very strong as well. Why is he very durable? Because of all the mobs that beat on him. And also his weird kink of basically, to put it in much simpler terms, getting turned on when he's getting beaten on. Or even worse, when people are basically staring at him with their hateful glaring eyes. He still gets turned on by that. He's basically darkness. Sorry for that long pause. For you, it's a quick one. For me, it's long. I forgot where we were. Oh yeah, we were talking about darkness. We were talking about Naruto's strength. Yes, Naruto is physically strong, and the exact clothes that she's wearing now is what Naruto will be wearing as a ninja outfit. Continuing on. Now, Naruto is physically strong. He's a stamina monster and doesn't get tired easily. If Naruto is dead on the floor tired, she will be able to recover very quickly. Reasons being you can say the way Naruto's body is made up. It's hard muscle. Even though you cannot see it, it's hard muscle. It's like Naruto is a wall of steel. Kunais are basically, if you're trying to impale Naruto with a kunai, it's going to become hard to do that. If 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 Akamaru's dog, or if Akamaru was to bite Naruto, it would become hard to bite into her flesh. She's just that strong and that durable. She's able to take a lot of hits. A lot of hits. And she doesn't really wear that much armor. Sorry about that. My throat is giving me problems now. But yes, continuing on. Now, deception-wise, Naruto's target is pretty on point. Reasons why Naruto's targeting is not bad as Darkness's is because of Kazuma. Kazuma has a skill that allows him to basically snipe from far away with a bow and arrow. Impressive. But let's not dwell on her abilities anymore. Also, before I leave her, Naruto's also very good with swords. Whether it be blades, heavy weapons, two-handed weapons, she's good with weapons. In general. Now moving on, let's go down to Megumi. Megumi. The explosion queen she is. This crimson witch of explosions, I guess. Now, how do I translate this to Naruto's abilities? Naruto is, number one, a chakra monster. Because I'm not going to give Naruto Megumi's problem with one explosion and then Naruto's out for the cold. Nope. Naruto will be able to use multiple. Naruto's a chakra monster. And Naruto can recover chakra pretty fast. How does Naruto recover chakra pretty fast? It's something that she can only do. Basically, the more big jutsu that requires a lot of chakra, the faster she'll be able to regen that chakra back. So say now it takes, if Naruto uses a Rasengan, it takes out like, like say now 15% of Naruto's chakra pool, and that takes at least 10 seconds to full back up. If Naruto uses it again in succession, it will take 5 seconds. So yeah, the more bigger the jutsu, the more chakra demanding the jutsu and big it is, the more quicker her chakra pool will refill. And that also involves some jutsu like genjutsu and other things like that. That requires high chakra, a lot of chakra to use. Naruto is also able to basically all his ninjutsu attacks will have more power to them, a lot more power to them, and will at least be devastating to a normal ninja. So even if Naruto uses the weakest dragon, basically fireball, I guess, or fire bullet, it's still gonna blow up, basically leaving the level of a small Rasengan. So yeah, and that's one. Now we go down to Aqua. What does Aqua give to Naruto that's useful? Number one, all Naruto's attacks that involves water, she's very proficient in. She's also able to do some ninjutsu attacks with water that other ninjas can't. I don't know what they will be yet, but she's able to do it. Aqua also gives Naruto the yin and yang release as, I guess a, I guess as a nature, you can say. And also, Naruto is also, well, I was gonna say something now, but I'd rather not say it. Every attack that Naruto does that is water will not be able to conduct lightning. Why? Because it's in its purest form. So that means pure water cannot conduct electricity, only normal water can. So that means basically Naruto is using attacks that involve holy water. And he's also able to remove any tag or ceiling tag. Basically, because Aqua is able to remove curses, he's also able to remove sealing things, such as if somebody has sealed, if somebody has sealed a Biju inside a person. Naruto is able to remove that seal and let the Biju out with relative ease. Now, that's what he can do. It's just that's like, and I know some of you are thinking that's kind of overpowered. Not really. Aqua is able to do that. Aqua is able to remove any curse or basically curse and revive the dead using revival. Now, there's going to be a thing with the war arc Naruto is going to be able to do. Or I can just tell you this now. Um, if there is an undead warrior that has been brought from the dead back to fight, basically, if it's Naruto will be able to, once defeated basically dead warrior, this undead warrior will be sealed and won't be able to be basically brought from the dead again. So what that means is any opponent that is undead, say now opponent that has been basically um opponent somebody that has used the reanimation jutsu and used it on a bunch of ninjas. And those ninjas attack Naruto. Naruto defeats those ninjas. He instantly seals them on defeating them. So that means if he fights a reanimation of a person, that person's instantly sealed if they lose the first time. So that means their heads get chopped off. Naruto basically destroys the body, or basically like basically says a few does a few sealing but does a few hand seals and says seal. It's instantly sealed. The body is instantly sealed. There's no threat, there's no problems, yes. And yeah, Naruto's also pretty good at seals because Aqua is good at releasing curses, and also giving off blessings. So I interpret that as Naruto's good at using sealing tags and creating seals. He's also good at releasing seals and basically sealing up things. So the flying Raijin Naruto needs to master will be kind of more easier for him. Now, Aqua was the hardest one to explain. Let's go down to Kona again. Now, now, Konosuba, he is basically the assassin that has a bunch of other skills. He has the skill Steel, which I told you about. Naruto is skilled at picking pockets, hand stealing. Also, he has another skill which allows him to pick locks. Naruto is even able to pick up. Basically, Naruto is able to pick any door with a few lock picks and thief tools. He's able to pick any door. If it has a ceiling tag, he can just use that aqua thing that I was talking about. And yeah, he also Konosuba also has an eye called Danger Sense, or something about sensing danger. using his using his eyes, Konosuba is able to find basically an area that has a lot of danger, and that an area that he should know about if it's a trap. Specifically, Naruto will be able to do that as well. He'll have a spider sense, like spider sense, as he'll be able to basically sense all attacks that he doesn't know about coming towards him, and his spider sense will go off and it will just warn him, like Spider-Man does. He also has an eye ability, I guess you could say. It's like a Heigenkai to him. This eye ability is able to basically mark down all the major threats that basically that he won't be able to see with a normal eye, such as anybody using a transformation is marked. Anybody using like traps is marked by his eyes. He is also able to see people that are busy hiding from him, just like the Sharingan's able to do and the Byakugan. And that's it. Now, Naruto will also have a very, very, very good sense of targeting. No matter what he uses, whether it be a kunai, a bow and arrow, or shurikens, he'll be able to not hit his target, but he'll be able to hit his target. He won't get a bullseye, as in basically hitting his target exactly where he wants it to hit, but he will hit his target. Whether he misses 3 times, he will hit his target eventually. He's pretty good at long range and close range. And he's a prodigy at fighting. So yeah, Naruto has a lot going for her. Naruto has a lot going for her, as she's pretty skilled. Now, let's get down to the nitty-gritty things. Naruto obviously passes with the rest of his team, which is both Hinata and Ino. No, Shino. Or I'm probably saying that wrong. Yeah, Shino. Now, now I'm just gonna tell you this once. After they completed the basically training course that their sensei had, Kurenai, for them, Kurenai sat down to talk with everyone. And then she only realized that every single one of the members of this team is not good at talking. Ino, or Shino I think, is a very silent person. He mostly sticks to himself and basically plays or takes care of his bugs, making sure his queens and everything else is okay. Hinata is a very shy person, doesn't like speaking that much. She doesn't have the confidence and the drive to speak because of a father problem. And Naruto. Naruto is a quiet person, doesn't like speaking and doesn't like making friends. But technically, Naruto doesn't like making friends with jackasses, to be more specific. And that's why Naruto doesn't make much friends because, yeah, she was mostly basically mocked and how can I say it? Mocked and basically bullied by some other girls and maybe some and a lot of males. And Naruto basically just gave up trying to make friends, stopped acting out, and just stayed quiet. Didn't really retaliate on much of her basically fights. And when people do fight, basically beat her up, she really doesn't fight back. So Naruto is relatively a quiet person, doesn't like speaking, and Kunai finally realizes this. This team is one of the most silenced team, and basically this team would do anything. These guys are fine at working with each other. They don't want to speak to either of each other. Hinata doesn't want to say anything. Ino doesn't want to say anything. Neither does Naruto. So number one, Kakashi Sensei would love this team. Because number one, Kakashi Sensei is also a relatively quiet person. But this is pushing it a bit too far. Because nothing was said for the past hour. And this was driving Kurenai crazy. As Kurenai decided to break the ice. As even if she tried to the fail, no one spoke a word. She tried, she got one answer, and then just absolute silence. As Kurosai said, you know what, forget it. I'm just gonna go. You guys can leave if you want to. As Kurenai is basically, you can say scratching her head in anger. Because number one, it was just plain silence. Her team was just plain silence. As I would say, everyone would dismiss. Naruto and Hinata would walk with each other, not saying anything, really much. It's a very quiet friendship, but it's a quiet friendship that they enjoy. Also quick statement. Quick statement. Sakura has been reading those Jiraiya books, so yes, she's quite a pervert. So has Naruto. So yeah. As Kurenai, before Kurenai left, they stated that they have to meet up by the mission area where they will get missions. As Naruto would leave, as yes, Hinata would be following Naruto. As Naruto would head to his favorite ramen place, her favorite ramen place, or the only place that she can eat. As she would basically buy her something to eat, with Hinata basically also ordering. As Naruto would be trying to start up a conversation, failing at every turn. As Hinata would also try, but also just going back to the same silent conversation. As I don't know how Naruto didn't realize this until Naruto realized that his entire team is basically gonna be silent like this for their whole lives and not say a word. As Naruto finally understood why Kunai was basically so agitated and weird and angry, I guess, because the team that Naruto is one of the most silent team in all of basically ninja history. No one says anything, and no one wants to say anything. As I would say that Hinata and Naruto would go their separate ways. Not really much basically interaction in this team. As yes, they would do now I would do a time skip, and they would do missions here and there. But during this time skip, I'm gonna zoom to a conversation that the Jonin senseis are having. Now, the people that are busy here, basically sitting around this table, busy eating, are as followed: Kakashi Sensei, Kurenai Sensei, Asuma Sensei, and some of the other members that lead their other teams. As Kurenai is basically barking, or I don't know if Kurenai would sit with them, but some of her friends are sitting there, so I would say that she'd sit with them. As Kurenai is complaining how her team doesn't say anything and is so quiet. I mean, not even basically no one says anything, not even a sound, and doesn't even complain. As Kakashi says, as Kakashi says, what, is your team that quiet? Damn, I would want your team. I would die for your team. Just sitting in that peace and quiet, not saying a word, would be just so helpful. As Kakashi Sensei has quite a headache. Reasons being, he's been doing missions with his team, and his team has been moaning and groaning about the missions they've been doing. All the time. And it's kind of working on Kakashi's nerves. He kind of wants a team that would just shut up and do the things without complaining. Like Kurenai's team. But Kurenai's team is basically losing their mind because they don't speak, not a sound. And they don't have a lot of interactions. When they do speak, it's either an order or Kurenai trying to speak with one of them, trying to start up a conversation. To none of us success, it all fails. So now you get what's happening with the teams. Team 7 is the loud and obnoxious team that always likes to get that always thinks that they're big shots. Whether Kurenai's team is the silent and quiet team that always likes lurking at the back, and while the sensei is trying to start up a conversation, to none of success. As Asuma starts speaking about his team, how they are like. They're a very average team, very interactable, and quite good friends, really. As Asuma is really surprised that one, there's an obnoxious team, which is Kakashi's team, and two, Kunai has the most silent team of ninjas, all ninja existence. As Asuma just chuckles and laughs as he speaks about his team. As we zoom out there and continue the time skip. Now, what has Naruto been doing this time skip? Doing missions and training. I would say Hinata would train with Naruto, and yes, Hinata would train with Naruto, as Hinata would be training mostly in Taijutsu, practicing her Jugen style, and maybe being taught some ninjutsu. At the time that this is going on, something bad's about to happen. Well, something bad's about to happen to Hinata if she doesn't win this. I think it was graduation exam? No, exams. Or tune. No. I don't know. I think it's either journey exams or tuning exams. But yeah, I'm gonna continue on and not dwell on my basically either forgetting what the name of the exams that they're going to do or other thing. As Hinata would basically be, they would be, actually no. I don't know what I'm saying now. I was gonna be talking about Naruto's abilities that she learned in the time skip, which we'll be going over now. The abilities Naruto has been learning in the time skip are as follows. Naruto has mastered the Rasengan in one hand. He is able to use one hand to make a Rasengan now. Pretty simple. Naruto is also busy practicing one hand trying to basically throw the Rasengan. Naruto is trying to practice that, and she is struggling hardcore with it. She's also trying to add her own nature to it, because she did read on the scroll that it was an unfinished jutsu. She's trying to add some of the natures that she is more fluent in. Water, fire, maybe wind. Also not helping. She needs to make the Rasengan a bit bigger before she's able to add a nature. So what she's trying to achieve is the Odama Rasengan first. She's sort of on the right track, and she's getting close. But she hit a wall. And she hit a wall where when she gets the Rasengan big enough, it gets too unstable for her to hold. And she can't hold it and stable it enough, long enough for it basically not to explode. So yeah, and her Rasengan throwing, she can only get it 3 feet away from her. 3 feet away from her. That's how far she can throw the Rasengan before it explodes. Now, this is a major leap for Naruto, because number one, Naruto only masters to make the Rasengan in one hand at the end of Naruto. And Naruto masters this at the beginning, quite easily. Now, Naruto has also learned how to do the Oration, sort of the Oration. Naruto can only teleport basically a few amount of times before Naruto runs out of chakra. But Naruto can recover fast enough for Naruto to be able to teleport a few more times and do it again and again and again. So she has a constant thing of teleportation. As Naruto has also hit a wall with that. Naruto doesn't know how the fourth Hokage does it. As Naruto is basically about to break through that wall that she stopped by. But let's not dwell on the relation that any longer. Let's go on to some of the other abilities Naruto has learned. Naruto has also been training in Taijutsu. And Naruto is basically, she's quite good at it. If she could fight Lee now, at the moment that, at the level she is, if she fought Lee, she would last against Lee for 5 minutes. If Lee whooped out the first gate, she would lose instantly. But actually, she wouldn't lose instantly because she's that durable. But still, if it's a Taijutsu match, she would lose instantly if Lee whooped out a first gate. But she would last long enough against Lee for Lee to whoop out the first gate. So that's progress. That's quite some progress. Her deception and basically eyesight are quite good. She's able to detect danger pretty far. Now this team is quite a roundhouse team, because Naruto has quite good detection skills for traps and things that Hinata can't see. Naruto has a very short range of how far she can detect danger, but anything that Hinata misses, Naruto will be able to pick up. Naruto is a good tracker, not on the level of Kiba, but a good tracker, nonetheless. And also a good sensory type. Naruto is able to detect chakra pretty far away, equal to Hinata's Byakugan range. So yeah, this team is quite a good sensory team. As it was, I would say, also her jutsus. Naruto has unlocked basically multi-fire shot, the multi-fire shot jutsu. She's able to make the fire bullet jutsu without any hand signs. She's also able to make the multi-fire bullet jutsu, but she still needs to use hand signs. And she's also able to do the fireball jutsu and the massive fire bullet jutsu, but still needs hand signs. Other jutsus that she's also learned is fire flamethrower, which is something similar to the fire bullet jutsu. Um, she's also learned fire flamethrower, water jutsu. I think it's water cannon jutsu, because it's something similar to the water bullet jutsu, but it just has more of a impact and more of a piercing and more concentrated attack. She has water spray jutsu, same thing like the fire flamethrower jutsu. She has the earth wall instead of earth mud wall, it's earth wall jutsu, and she's also learned the multiple stone bullet jutsu and the massive boulder jutsu. So she's relatively rounded off. But that's only earth, water, and basically fire. Going down to wind, she's learned wind bullet jutsu, obviously, as her first jutsu that she learned. Um, she's also learned multiple wind bullet jutsu. She's learned wind cut. She's learned wind blade, which goes in tandem with her, which basically goes with her sword that she bought, which is wind blade. Goes with her sword. She got multiple wind slice and wind hurricane, or tornado, or yeah, wind hurricane, which makes a mini hurricane. The final jutsu she's busy practicing on the wind element is tornado. It's basically wind cut tornado. It creates a tornado of just buzz blades of wind. And any ninja unfortunate enough to get cut basically get trapped by this tornado of just wind will get just shredded. Simple. Now, lightning. Lightning's a different one. Naruto has unlocked Lightning Bullet. She's also unlocked Lightning Ball, which is featured in Boruto, Lightning Ball, Jutsu, and Naruto has also unlocked basically Lightning Dragon. Lightning Dragon is the easy thing for Naruto to basically use. Naruto doesn't need, basically, only needs 2 hand signs to basically do this jutsu. How is Naruto basically only need 2 hand signs to do this jutsu? Because number one, Naruto basically can formate the jutsus in her head. And I know this doesn't work, but because I'm adding a world of magic to a world of Naruto, Naruto is able to do this. And this is something of her own, and basically it's much more weaker than what Kakashi uses, Lightning Dragon, than Kakashi's Lightning Dragon. It's much more weaker, but because of Megumin's basically increasing power of all Naruto's jutsu, it's equal to Kakashi's. But just with 2 less hand signs. Or just with 2 hand signs. It also works like the Lightning Blade. But Naruto hasn't discovered the Lightning Blade yet and how to use it, but she will discover it later. She can also coat her weapons with lightning and lightning chakra, and one of the final ones, which is my favorite one, coat her kunais with it. She's also learned from Tazuna, or from, not from Tazuna, from, gosh, what's his name? From, it's been a while, I said his name before. The guy that taught Naruto how to, basically the guy with the wind blades that he has. The cool blades that is able to cut through wood. I forgot Asuma, there we go. Asuma has also taught Naruto the theory behind wind and how it's able to cut through, how it's able to cut. So he's also coated some of his kunais with wind element as well. Now, continuing on. As Naruto is basically done with his training, the team is quickly called for emergency mission. The mission has been promoted straight from B to A, or somewhat A, as Kakashi is calling for assistance, basically stating that the mission that Kazuma gave them was lied, the parameters was lied upon, and that they need backup, just in case a or S-rank missing ninja or something like that appears on their mission and tries to kill Kazuma. They might need backup, as they are dispatched immediately. Naruto and them are taking the quickest way towards Kakashi, but they don't actually know which way they went. So, just by luck, Naruto would choose the way that Kakashi went. And this is just a lucky thing. And if you're wondering how, like, they know which way Kakashi went, it was just by luck, and Naruto just saw the quickest way to the wave country, so yeah, just by luck. Naruto just chose the right one. As they head off. Now, the next episode, I wanna cough so bad. I wanna cough so bad, but I'm not gonna. The next episode, I'll be doing part 3 and continuing with the wave arc. When the wave arc, basically the wave arc will hit, obviously obviously we all know what happens with the wave arc. We all know what happens with it. So yeah, Naruto's on Team 8. Team 8 is going to help Kakashi Sensei. Just review for myself, and yeah, that's where we stopped off. So until the next video, and if you're wondering why I said that, this is just a reminder for my future self that's gonna come back to this video and be like, what did I do in this video that I need to go over in the next one? So yeah, this is just a reminder for me. Team 8 is going to Kakashi Sensei to help Team 7. That's it. Until next time guys, bye and see you later.